I turn my mouth off so that way I don't end the live on accident. That light is bright. Hey sis, this light is bright, man. Woo. Let's see if I can get it to do something else. Rainbow. Hello, Will. I don't know which one. Hopefully y'all can see me pretty good. I'm gonna try to keep this light on. I don't know if it will work or not. I'm gonna turn this one off. How's that? Can you all see me? Okay. I like this light, but I'm not so sure about having it looking at me because headaches. So it might not last very long. It's bright. It's something else. I can't wait till it's dark and then I actually need to use it. It's gonna be cool. To do some fun stuff with it. How's everybody doing this wonderful, beautiful Saturday morning? Rainy weather. It's cold. Still saying we're expecting snow, so we'll see what happens. And I need to give a shout out to Mike at, what's his name again? Traveling Adventures with Mike. I think that's how it looks. Anyway, thank you, Mike, for letting me know that this was posted. Okay, that's what I thought. I appreciate you texting me and telling me and making sure that I knew it was there. I really appreciate that. That is proof of actually caring for somebody else and their channel and being a great person in this wonderful community that we have here on YouTube. I don't know where I'd be right now without you guys, because you guys get me through a lot. I have put my dog down and been struggle, needing help with stuff, and you all have really helped me to get through really hard times. So I appreciate you guys. And my best friend, my twin sister, I love you and thank you for always being here. No matter what time it is, no matter what day it is, no matter what you're doing, you always make time for me, and I appreciate that so much. You are my bestie. I'll wait for a couple more people to come in. I don't know who all's going to be in here, so it might just be you and me, Lil. So, yeah, hopefully I can finish up this chapter. This step, I should say. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pages. This one is long, very long. So on this channel, we don't allow bullying. We don't allow judgment. If that's what you're here for, please exit the way you came in. We don't need negativity in here. This is a meeting, not a place to be rude or judging or any of that stuff. This is a actual meeting. So if you're here for the meeting, welcome. If you're here to support someone, you're welcome to be here. Everyone's welcome to be here as long as you're not being rude or judging someone else by their story. But this is a meeting, and what goes on here stays in here other than my name being said. If I accidentally slip up and say your name, I'm sorry. I'm trying really, really hard not to, unless if y'all say it is okay. Whether it's your channel name or your real name, I'll just say whatever is on the screen or your name. So it's up to you which one is okay with you. But also, my chat for my live streams is not uploaded. I do that because I don't want just anybody to be able to see someone else's issues. So it's privacy for you guys, and keep from being harassed by people that don't need to be here. Because with our own problem, we don't need add-ons to that problem. At least ways I don't. And so if you're here, welcome. This is an AA meeting, and I'm going to go ahead and try and get this dog to stop walking around, because the clicking does get annoying, and I apologize for that. Copper, will you get out of the laundry? Get up here and lay down. Come on. Lay down. Lay down. Lay. Not on my laptop, you silly dog. I know, you think you need to say hello. There he is. Say hello. Oh, you want your ball. There you go. Okay, so here we go. Let's get it started. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, if you want to follow along, please do. If not, I am just reading out of the book for everyone. We are on the 12th step, and we are on page 115. In the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions book, which I put in the description whenever I do a live stream for AA. So, okay. Step 12 on page 115. After we come into AA, if we go on growing, our attitudes and actions towards security, emotional security, and financial security comments to change profoundly. Our demand for emotional security for stop. He's doing the licky licky. It drives me nuts. For our own had constantly thrown us into unworkable relations with other people. Though we were sometimes quite unconscious of this, unconscious. I think I'm saying it right. The result always had been the same. either we had tried to play God and dominate those about us, or we had insisted on being over dependent upon them, where people had temporarily let us run their lives as though they were still children. We had felt very happy and secure ourselves, but when they finally resisted or ran away, we were bitterly hurt and disappointed. We blamed them, being quite unable to see what our unreasonable demands had been the case. When we had taken the opposite tack and had insisted like infants ourselves that people protect and keep and take care of us, or that the world owed us a living, then the result had been equally unfortunate. This often caused the people we had loved most to push us aside or perhaps desert us entirely. Our disillusionment had been hard to bear. We couldn't imagine people acting that way towards us. We had failed to see that through adult in years. We were still behaving childishly, trying to turn everybody, friends, wives, we husbands, even the world itself, into protective parents. We had refused to learn the very hard lesson that over dependence upon people in unsuccessful, because all people are fallible and even the best of them will sometimes let us down, especially when our demand for attention became unreasonable. As we had made spiritual progress, we saw through these fallacies. It became clear that if we ever were to feel emotionally secure among grown up people, we would have to develop the sense of being in partnership or brotherhood with all those around us. We saw that we would need to give constantly of ourselves without demands for repayment. When we persistently did this, we gradually found that people were attracted to us as never before. And even if they failed us, we could be understanding and not too seriously affected. Hello, thank you for coming. We When we developed still more, we discovered the best possible source of emotional stability to be God Himself. We found that dependence upon His perfect justice, forgiveness, and love was healthy, and that it would work where nothing else would. If we really depended upon God, we couldn't very well play God to our fellows, nor would we feel the urge fully to rely on human protection and care. These were the new attitudes that finally brought many of us an inner strength and peace that could not be deeply shaken by the shortcomings of others or by the calamity not of our own making. And you drink water. This new outlook was we were learned something specially necessary to us alcoholics, where alcoholism had been a lonely business, even though we had been surrounded by people who loved us. But when self-will had driven everybody away and our isolation had become complete, it caused us to play the big shot in cheap boroughs, and then far north alone, or far forth alone on the street to depend upon the charity of passerbys. We were still trying to find emotional security by being dominating or independent upon other people or others. Even when our fortunes had not ebbed, ebbed that much, and we nevertheless found ourselves alone in the world, we still vainly tried to be secure by some unhealthy kind of domination or dependence. For those of us who were like that, AA had a very special meaning through though it we began to learn right relations with people who understand us. We don't have to be alone anymore. And sorry, I forgot to read the steps before I started reading the step itself. So I apologize for that. I forgot that part. Most married folks in AA have very happy homes to surprising extent. AA has offset the damage of family life brought out by years of alcoholism. But just like all other societies, we do have sex and marital problems, and sometimes they are distressingly accurate. Permanent marriage breakups and separations, however, are unusual in AA. Our main problem is not how we are to stay married. It is how to be more happily married by eliminating the severe emotional twists and have so often stemmed from alcoholism. Nearly every sound human being experiences at some time in life a compelling desire to find a mate of the opposite sex with whom the fullest possible union can be made: spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. This mighty urge is the root of great human accomplishment and creative energy that deeply influences our lives. God fashioned us that way. So our question will be this: how, by ignorance, compulsion, and self-will, do we misuse this gift for our own destruction? We AAs cannot pretend to offer full answers to age-old perplexities, but our own experiences does provide certain answers that work for us. When alcoholism strikes, very unnatural situations may develop which work against marriage, partnership, and compatible union. If the man is affected, the wife must become the head of house, often the breadwinner. As matters get worse, the husband becomes a sick and irresponsible child who needs to be looked after and crucial, or I don't know what that word is. extricated from endless scrapes and impasses. Very gradually and usually without any recognition of the fact, the wife is forced to become the mother of an erring boy. And if she had a strong material or maternal instinct to be to being with, the situation is aggravated. Obviously, not much partnerships can exist under these conditions. The wife usually goes on doing the best she knows how, but meanwhile the alcoholic alternately loves and hates her maternal care, sorry. A pattern is thereby established that may take a lot of undoing later on. Nevertheless, under the influence of AA's 12 steps, these situations are often set right. When the duration has been great, however, a long period of patient striving may be necessary. After the husband joins AA, the wife may become discontented, even highly resentful. The Alcoholics Anonymous has done the very thing all her years of devotion had failed to do. Her husband may become so wrapped up in AA and his new friends that he is inconsiderately away from home more than when he drank. Seeing her unhappiness, he recommends AA's 12 steps and tries to teach her how to live. She naturally feels that for years she has made a far better job of living than he has. Both of them blame each other and ask when their marriage is ever going to be happy again. They may even begin to suspect it had never been any good in the first place. Compatibility, of course, can be so impossibly damaged that a separation may be necessary, but those cases are unusual ones. The alcoholic, realizing what his wife has endured and now fully understands how much he himself did to damage her and her children, nearly always takes up his marriage responsibilities with a willingness to repair what he can and to accept what he can't. He persistently tries all AA 12 steps in his home, often with fine results. At this point, he firmly but lovingly commences to behave like a partner instead of like a boy or like a bad boy. And above all, he is finally convinced that reckless romancing is not a way of life for him. Thank you. Move. The dog's moving my laptop. He's controlling my show today. Move. Thank you for being here. AA has many single alcoholics who wish to marry and are in, in a position to do so. Some marry fellow AAs. How do they come out? On the whole, these marriages are very good ones. Their common suffering as drinkers, their common interest in AA and spiritual things, often enhance such unions. It is only where boy meets girl on AA campus, and love fellows at first sight. The difficulties may develop the prospective partner need to be solid. AAs and long enough acquainted to know that their compatibility at spiritual, mental, and emotional level is in a fact and not wishful thinking. Emotional handicap in either will be likely to raise up under later pressures to cripple them. The considerations are equally true and important for the AAs who marry outside AA, with clear understanding and right grown up attitudes very happily result to follow. Oh. I think I'm gonna stop here. This is halfway through the last of it. So, knowing how to incorporate your AA into your daily life, um, our relationships outside of AA, we can use our AA um, to that issue, because a lot of the stuff that we do in AA is trying to better understand ourselves. And when you're first, getting sober and everything. Hello, thank you for coming. It is an epic day. Um, so we need to always remember that AA will work for us. It may not be what your partner needs to read, but again, we don't need to be the ones trying to push it onto them. But like the first part of step 12, it says that we mend our relationships with people, and we are able to recognize the things that we need to do before we even realize that happened. So, like, I can get in an argument with my sister, and I can stomp my way home, and I can have an attitude for a while, and then I'll be sitting there all alone, and I'll be going, that was stupid. What the heck did we argue about again? That was really stupid. And then I go and apologize. I'll call her and say I'm sorry, blah, 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 like maybe 10 minutes later. But that's what it is. I mean, we don't have it to use against each other. We have it to use for ourselves, to recognize when we do things like that. I swear by AA. I mean, at first when I went in there, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna like it. There's all these weirdos in there and blah, blah, blah. And I had already set my thoughts on it, And I met some pretty cool people on my first meeting. And then I was intrigued because, I think it was a Friday meeting, because the Friday meetings that we did were to discuss what somebody picks as a topic, or somebody like give me a second, guys. So we do realize, without realizing, if that makes any sense, something that we just did, and now we need to apologize for that, or we need to pray for that person, what have you. Um, AA is a wonderful thing for me because it gave me a gift that I can give to other people for free. And I do my steps without even comprehending that I am, because I have those bad days where I really want to throw my hands up in the air and say it all. But then I will be thinking, no, because if I do that, then I gotta do this, and before I even make it to doing that, causing a scene or whatever, I've already talked myself out of it because I don't want to look stupid. And AA taught me not to. We have to pray for them. That's all we can do, and we can't control anyone but ourselves. That's even our children. Um, so that's what I learned with it. And my aha, I think what I said the other day was my aha was when we were in step 4 or step 5, and the aha got me. And then in step 12, it really got me. So there's a lot of things in these books that if you have a book and you read it and you get your what, your surprise, holy moly, then you recognize what you've been looking for. And what I used to do is I used to take a highlighter and I used to highlight things that like jumped off the page at me because it meant something that I needed to know right there. And you don't realize that you really needed that, and that's why your mind went to it. When you read it, it went right back and was like, um, yeah, you just found something. And no matter how many times you've read it, because this is not my first time, obviously, um, more like maybe my 10th, but no, I lost what I was saying. So that's a seriously good thing. It's one of the best things that I've found. And I'm glad that I actually did my relapse before I started AA, because I'm going to tell you a story, and I don't know if I already told you, but I'm going to tell you again. So I got totally blitzed. And I kind of fell down. I don't know how it all happened, what I hit my face on or whatever. But I smacked my face on something and I busted my eyelid open right here in my eyebrow. And I ended up going to the emergency room. Got code red, called on me 3 times. Fought my kid and my husband and a nurse lady. Then I had to have a guard standing out my room. So that was the first time I quit drinking. And I quit drinking for a year. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to try this. It was a Jack Daniels and Coke in one bottle. And I had it in my refrigerator for quite a while. I was like, nah. Every day I'd look at it, nah. And I finally gave in and I drank it. That was stupid. It was stupid. because I didn't start with just one. I started and then didn't stop for about another 2 years, I think. So then I got sober, and I've been sober for 8 years. I got sober on November 15th, 2015, I think. Yeah, 2015. And I'm glad I'm sober. I I have bad days, I have wonderful days, but I'm blessed for every day because I get to wake up and I get to be sober and enjoy my family and my friends and my animal. I only have one right now. We were supposed to go get a bird last week. We ain't got no bird. We had the money for a bird and a cage, but now we don't. It was it was the 24th. Blah, 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 blah. Almost the 1924. Yes, Lillian got sober July 15th in 2015. She came to AA. She got sober 8 months after I did, and I'm so very proud of her. And yeah, we're still going strong. I ain't giving in. Her husband drinks all the time. Well, he drinks a lot, but I don't know how he does it, but whatever, dude. But yeah, I don't know how she does it. She lives with it every day, all day. Um, I it would probably drive me insane because I know the days that we are hanging out and he's got a grumpy day coming. Watch out, because he doesn't know he's not physical or anything, but man, he's a butt, a pain in the butt. So we have a trip coming up. Whoop whoop. We're going to the beach in a couple weeks, and I am excited because we're going to the Oregon beach, and I haven't been there in years. Years. I need the beach. Our beach. My goddaughter got to go to Hawaii a couple months ago. It wasn't for a wonderful thing, but yeah, it was that time for her dad. So, but anyway, everybody, I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad I'm sober for another day, and today is day 39. No cigarettes. Haha, amen. Woohoo! I'm just going crazy. Might help if I wasn't in the top chat. Duh. Over here. Up, scrolling. Okay, anybody have any questions? Yes, sir. So if you are having issues with becoming sober, um, I do a live stream on Thursday mornings at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I do them on Saturday 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and um, I do Wednesday mornings I'd go and do my adventures, and I know I corrected myself, Will. Anyway, I'll see y'all later.